Good morning. The counting of the Omer is a preparation for receiving the Torah. As soon as we finish counting the 49 days, we celebrate Shavuot. Now, it's interesting because the Torah says, Tisperu Hamishim Yom. You will count 50 days. Yet, when you look at the counting of the Omer, first we start with 1 and we finish with 49. So, why? We have to understand first what's the connection of counting the Omer with receiving the Torah. So, counting the Omer is an individual mitzvah. Each Jew has to count the Omer. Not like the other countings that the Torah commands us. For instance, counting the sabbatical year. You ask most people, how far are we from the sabbatical year or from the Jubilee? Most people don't know. Why? Because there's no mitzvah to count. This was upon the Beit Din that they had to keep track of the sabbatical year and the Jubilee year. But the mitzvah of counting the Omer is given to each and every Jew individual. Why? Because the Torah also is giving to each one of us individually. The Torah, God says, Anochi Hashem Elokecha. When God says, I am Hashem, your God, is in singular, not Elokechem, your God in plural, but your. God is giving the Torah to each one of us. It's written Belachshon Yachid in singular, because we all receive the Torah and the commandment to fulfill all the mitzvot, and the energy, the power to do our mission in this world of fulfilling God's will. Now, as we said, the pasuk or commandment to count the Omer says, Tisperu Hamishim Yom. You have to count 50 days. And as we mentioned, all we count is 7 weeks, 49 days. So the Alter Rebbe explains in his Likutei Torah that the fact that we count 49 days makes it possible to have the 50th day. How does it work? Spiritually, the counting of the Omer is drawing upon us the 50 gates or the 49 gates of Bina. Each day, Bina means understanding. Each day, as we count the Omer, we say today is 1, we bring down the first gate of understanding. We bring that energy to ourselves. And each day includes all the days that were before. That's why we count. When we say 2, it means that there was a 1 before. They are not isolated. They are all one continuation, as we see from the Psalms that we read after the counting of the Omer. They have 49 words. Each word is represented by the next day. So each day we are entering a new gate of understanding. The 50th gate is higher than the level that we can reach. We cannot do that on our own, but through the proper preparation of 49 days, we are facilitating the energy of the 50th gate to reach us. And God gives it to us as a reward for the work of the first 49 days. So we can get to the gate 49. The 50th is not what we can actually do. That's why we don't count it. But we facilitate it. We make it happen through our counting of the 7 weeks before. Now, something very interesting. We always celebrate Shavuot on the 50th day of the count. But once upon a time, when there was no established calendar and the counting was it's always start the second day of Pesach, but the end didn't always finish on the 6th of Sivan. Could be that they finish on the 5th or the 7th. Why? Because the months back then were al pi re'iyah, means when there was no calendar. We didn't know if the month was going to have 29 or 30 days. So at the end of Nisan, if witnesses saw the new moon after the day 29 and they made it in time to the Sanhedrin and they passed the interrogation, they say, okay, tomorrow is Rosh Chodesh, so Nisan had 29 days. If it didn't happen, then Nisan had 30 days. And the same with Iyar. There was no established calendar. We needed witnesses that saw the moon and they made it to the Sanhedrin and they were interrogated and they answered everything right, and only then we could say the new month started. So as we mentioned, could be that the counting of the Omer finished on the 5th, the 6th, or the 7th of Shavuot. And something very interesting, but Shavuot is the 6th of Sivan. If they didn't celebrate on the 6th, if the counting didn't finish on the 6th of Sivan, they didn't say on the prayers of Shavuot, Zman Matan Torateinu, the time of the giving of the Torah. Now we always do. So there is two ideas on this Matan Torah, like God giving us the Torah. One, that the Torah, receiving the Torah, Matan Torah, God gives us the Torah, depends on our counting. It has to be on the 50th day from the beginning of the counting of the Omer, from the second day of Pesach. But also, the giving of the Torah is connected with the 6th of Sivan, because that's when the Amshacha, the energy from God, comes into the world. And this is something unrelated to our efforts and to our work. It's something that God gives us from above. And thank God, this year, we're blessed that both will happen at the same time, and the 6th of Sivan. So it's very important to keep counting the Omer, to moving forward, progressing in our understanding, going to all the gates of Binah, and receiving the Torah as one nation, one people, with one heart, because God is giving us Velashon Yachid, as we say, in singular to each and every one of us. But the best way to receive this when we're together, united. Shalom is the best way to receive the blessings of Hashem. Thank you for watching. See you tonight, God willing, at 8 p.m. Have a blessed day. Shavua Tov.